Hey guys, I'm back with the review for Wanting to Live last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I got so behind on Wanting to Live, of course, when things were just getting good. Oh, don't mind having a nosebleed. Thanks to my fall allergies, I came in contact with a lot of stuff that aggravated my allergies within the last few hours. Anyways, so, luckily, I do have a job where I can sit and watch shows all day and play games on Facebook. So, anyways, to the Why to Live review. Okay, so James and Ford get a visit from Brody. They think that it is because that Brody figured out that James was hiding Nate's girlfriend, but that's not true. He was just there to tell him about Jessica and the baby, which I kind of figured. And so James is in the back listening to the whole thing, so he finds out that his brother possibly got Jessica pregnant. So he's like, "You be a good father," and all this other stuff. And it was really funny because Ford was calling Brody crazy cop, which I thought was woo, that was really funny. So Ford agreed not to tell on James and Daniel because he doesn't want to help Brody because he doesn't like Brody. So that's what happened. And then Ford, he goes to Rhodey's and he comes in contact with Echo. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. I tried, I rewound, and I don't know, for some reason I just can't say it. Actually, I don't even remember what it is right now, so I can't practice on it. Maybe next episode. Um, anyways, so his mom, Inez, is there, and she tells him, first of all, Echo and Inez had this little thing where it's like, so I know you from somewhere, so I'm like kind of thinking, oh, where are they going with this thing? I mean, I know that Echo and Clint had a past, and then Echo had a past with Charlie, so it'd be interesting if she had a past with Inez also, um, because then it comes like kind of full circle, with Vicky and Inez is with Clint, or we're not really with Clint, kind of like hanging out. Clint Clint's gonna want some booty. Come on now. Come on. We know that's eventually gonna get there. Because he's missing his Kimmy, which I wish that Kimmy could have come back. Oh, that would be so awesome. I would really like that. I mean, I kind of liking Clint and Inez too, but Kimmy and Clint were really, really good. I really like them. It was definitely a step up from Nora and Clint, which was very boring. Ooh, speaking of Nora, Nora and Bo got it on. Um, I'll talk about that in a second. Back to Inez and Ford. She tells him that Clint wants to help him get his job back at the university, and so he's kind of wondering why is Clint being so nice to Inez, what's going on. So Ford confronts Clint about the whole situation, and this shit is all beat. Anyways, so Clint is like he has the power to make the whole thing go away, and Ford is like a little iffy, but he still takes Clint up on his offer, and Clint calls Dean McKenzie, the cricket dean, and voila, Ford got his job back. So part of this week we'll probably see him back at Landview High. And I don't know, maybe not this week because it looks like they're gonna be in the dark for a little while. So which I'll get to in a second. So I'm like kind of thinking like, okay, Clint is doing this to help Ford, who might have impregnated his daughter when she thought that she was a teenager. He doesn't know this yet, so I'm wondering when Clint finds out about this, is he going to get Ford fired, or is he gonna really suffer Ford? Really sad because it's kind of funny how they do that with characters. It's like you hate it, like you were like kind of like, oh, Ford, look what he's doing to Langston and everybody, and then all of a sudden you turn him around and give him family, and then you're kind of like, oh, you're so sorry for him. You want him to do good and whatever. So I always think that's funny when when they can get a character to change to like a whole 180, and then you feel things for him. Oh, allergies. So speaking of Echo, her and Vicky had a conversation at Brody's about chuckles and everything. Um, Echo wants a job at the banner taking pictures, and Vicky's like, no, you're not coming to work for me. And so she's like, well, I'll call Todd and see maybe if he wants me to come in. And Vicky's like so annoyed. I'm like, when Vicky's not happy, Vicky's like, she like really hates Echo. And I thought that was like, thought she would never hate anybody as much as like Dorian, but I think Echo's take the cake. So I'm kind of interested in. Why are you interrupting? Kind of interested in what Echo and Vicky and Dorian when they all come together in one room. How's that gonna work? Ooh, because they do have things in common. Is is Dory gonna take Vicky's side or is Dory gonna take Echo's side? It means that then you got they both all three of them were Clint, so it's kind of like. Well, we know Dorian's gonna hate Clint when she finds out what he did to David. So, which is kind of weird because where did David go? Like we haven't seen him in weeks. He's just sitting in that poor prison and getting off topic. Anyways, um, so Dorian, uh-huh. My sister just came home and now she's writing stuff. Anyways, um, so I lost my train of thought. So, oh, okay, so Ford, that's all Ford. Then Brody has this thing. Oh yeah, this thing where Marty she goes to the police station and to talk with John. So John can tell her about Eli, and so she overhears Natalie tell Brody that he needs to get a new therapist. So I'm like, what is she gonna think about that? So is Marty going to figure out that Natalie and Brody got it on, which I think that's probably going to end up happening. And she snapped at Hannah for having her confidential patient files, and I'm like, why would you leave them in the 48 anyways, especially with Hannah, crazy Hannah there. And Hannah got mad at Cole because Cole came over and kissed her, and then was like, I love Star and everything, and so I'm like, I have no idea what that whole scene was about. Cole was just like really mad at Star and James working together to help Danny and Nate. So I'm kind of over this whole Cole and Star thing, and I'm ready for Jar baby. So Natalie she found James's bullet necklace outside of Danny's window, and so Star covered and said that him that she and James got in this big argument and he threw the necklace at her or whatever. So Natalie buys it for now. So anyways, so Star goes to see James and Danny and they figure out that it's not safe for Danny to stay at James's anymore. So Star comes up saying that he was going to she's going to take Danny to to Todd's boat so she can stay on the boat until everything so everything blows over or whatever. And so everybody was learning that Eli is alive. And so Dorian up security at La Boule with Blair and Kelly. And so Todd goes over there. He tells Blair that he wants her to come to his house with the boys so they'll all be safe. And so Blair doesn't want to go, but then she decides she's gonna go anyway. So so um they said they'll go out on the boat. So I'm like, Todd's gonna see Daddy on the boat, but no, he doesn't. She finds him with Ross. Eli and Ross, they were talking on the docks. We finally figured out what Eli wants with Danny, which I kind of figured he wanted some kind of money from Taya or something like that. And so Eli's whole plan was to get Ross to get custody of Danny so they could go run off with Danny and then convince Todd to hand over Danny's inheritance money from Taya so Eli can go live somewhere else under a new identity. And so Ross doesn't like this. He's gonna call the cops, and then Eli is like, no, and so he ends up shooting Ross, and then pushes him in the water. And so then Todd comes up, and then they have guns at each other, and Todd shoots Eli, and Eli in the shoulder, and so then Todd goes to, um, Eli falls down, and so Todd goes to see if Eli's okay, and Eli attacks him, and then um, he runs off. He doesn't kill Todd. He knocks him down. And then Ross comes out of the water, and so Todd helps him out of the water after a while. And then Ross tells him to help Danny against Eli. And so then he dies. Finally, yay! But now I'm kind of sad that Ross is dead. I kind of rather it have been Eli. I'm kind of missing Ross. But anyways, um, so Danny finds um, Todd over Ross's body with the gun pointed to his chest because, yeah, Ross is gonna Todd would be pushing a gun in his chest. But anyway, Ross is already dead, and so Danny thinks that Todd killed Ross, and she gets all mad, and then they're all crying and yelling, and then Danny pulls Todd's gun and points at him and drops it and runs off. Um, so meanwhile, Nate confesses to John that he helped Danielle escape and that she was staying at James and Ford's house. He did that after John tells him that Eli is out, that Eli is alive, and he's probably going to come after Danny. So Nate wants to protect his girl, so he tells the truth, and so they go to James's, and she's already left with Star. So James tells them that they went down to the boat, so they go down. John goes down to the boat, and he sees Todd with Ross, and John believes that Todd didn't shoot Ross. Todd tells him that Eli shot him, and so John believes that. And so, and meanwhile, Danny runs straight to Star's house, and Star and Hope are being held up by Eli, who wants to take Star and Hope to finally get his money from Todd. He's like, well, can't have Danny, so let's do Star and Hope. So Star and Hope gets kidnapped for like the third time in like a year, a little over a year. So very interesting stuff. So Danny shows up, and then she sees that Eli is alive. And Todd was trying to convince her that Eli was alive, but she didn't believe him. But now she does, now that she sees him. So that was the end of Friday, so we have to see what's going to happen today. Oh, last but not least, the whole Evans family. Sean doesn't believe that Greg had anything to do with Eli, and Destiny doesn't know what to believe. She just wants to help out to try to find out what happened to Greg. And so, sexy Detective Price is there. He wants to get into Greg's phone, and Destiny helps him with the code. He finds out that about the patient that's at Cherryville, and so which is Taya, but they don't know it's Taya. And so Destiny tells him all about it, and Sean doesn't like that Destiny confessed the Price because he thinks that he's trying to set Greg up for something or whatever. So Sean goes and he sits and talks with Greg, trying to figure out what's going on. And Greg ends up waking up and he says, Taya, like we're at the end. But I don't think that Sean really heard him. So I don't know. I have to watch today to see what happens. And all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll be watching today's One Life to Live today, and hopefully get to recap that for you guys tonight.